I know we're starting a little late. I did, as Esther I'm sure told you, had no matter I had to handle. Yet she brought in bagels. Thank you, Esther. So I hope at least those are enjoyable. I saw the way she eats a bagel. She eats it like a sandwich, which is okay. You like to get globs of cream cheese on it. You can't do it that way. And so, yeah, I don't understand that. But in any event, Mr. Baker, you're still under oath, and you may continue.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning.
We broke off yesterday. I believe you were talking about your relationship with Monica Sementilli and some of the friends you had. At various times, did you travel to Las Vegas with any of your friends?
Yes.
And on some of those occasions, was Monica with you?
No, I think she just went with me when we went.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, just with me,
with
yeah.
you?
Yeah, just with me, no.
Okay.
I thought you meant with friends.
But we've shown photographs of you with her and friends of yours, Ray, Susan, Ron, Ray, and so forth. Did you have social gatherings with her and them at the in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Was this, as far as you know, not known to her husband or family?
Correct.
Okay. How many times would you say you went to Las Vegas with her?
I think just twice.
Who paid for it?
I think I paid for once, and then she took me for my birthday the next time.
And did you have dinner with any of your friends there?
On the birthday, yes.
Let me show you some pictures, Mr. Baker. Let me know if you know any of them. This is Exhibit 62. Do you know that individual?
I do.
Who is that?
It's Sheila.
You know her last name?
It's a weird last name. Selena, something like that.
Okay. And did Sheila have a boyfriend or husband?
She had a boyfriend.
And now I'm showing you another picture of a male. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Ricardo.
Okay. Is that her husband?
That was the guy she was dating.
Okay. And did you ever see them in Las Vegas?
Yes.
With
Yes.
With Monica?
Yes.
Was there any conversation with them about you and Monica, about you marrying her or going off with her or anything like that?
It was brought up.
Who brought it up?
That I don't remember. It may have been them probably, because they were into that kind of thing.
And what was your response?
I was kind of paying attention and just listening, and I could tell that, Monica didn't want to really talk about it, so I stayed away from it.
Okay. Did you ever tell any of them that you planned to run off with Monica or kill her husband or anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
When did you first think in your mind, or start planning, if you would, that you might intend to kill Monica Sementilli's husband, Fabio?
It was kind of an abstract idea. I don't know, like in middle of 16, but it wasn't even really a serious thought. It was just like what if it comes to this type of thing in my head? What if it comes to that type of thing? And I kind of blew it off.
Okay. And at some point, I assume you started thinking about it again.
Yeah, correct.
Can you tell us approximately when that might have been?
I don't know, maybe September, I don't know, August, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think about that either, but it was like September, August.
Okay. Did you share your plans or even thoughts with anybody else?
No. It wasn't a plan that was etched in stone at all.
You knew an individual by the name of Alfred Birdsong, is that right?
Yes.
And did you plan to kill Fabio Sementilli with Alfred Birdsong involved?
Correct. Correct.
Without him involved?
Without him involved.
Did you ever tell him about it?
No.
To your mind, as far as you were involved, when was he first advised that you had committed that murder, if you know? Did you ever tell him?
I never told him anything directly.
Okay. But you would see him in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Did you ever arrange some kind of a sexual threesome, if you would, between Mr. Birdsong and Monica and yourself?
I didn't arrange anything.
Do you know if that occurred?
Not that I know. Not around me. It didn't.
Do you know if they had sex together?
Don't know that either.
Okay. What about Mr. Austin? When did you tell me a little bit about?
No sex with Mr. Austin.
No. Okay. When did you first meet Mr. Austin?
You mean in my life or when? What do you mean?
Well, let's start briefly in your life.
First time I met him, he was a baby.
Okay. Did your families grow up together, basically?
Yes.
And that was what state?
In North Carolina.
Okay. Was he in the armed services as well?
No.
Did you have any kind of special relationship with Mr. Austin when he was growing up and you were growing up?
Actually, I used to be best friends with his. I'm best friends with his father.
Okay. So his father, what about your father? Was he friends with Mr. Austin's father or just you?
Just me. Just me.
And are you older than Mr. Austin?
You mean his father?
Age.
His father?
Well, the young one, Christopher.
Oh yeah, by far.
Father, I assume, was older than you.
No, he was a year older than me. We went to school together.
You and the father?
Yeah.
So did you have a special relationship?
With me and the father?
Yeah? Yes.
Yeah. He was my best friend.
Okay. And did that carry over to his son, Christopher?
Yeah.
Christopher have a special name for you?
Unc.
Unc?
Yeah.
Like uncle?
Yeah. Short for uncle.
And did you remain Unc and Unc to him for many years?
Yes.
When you came out to Los Angeles, did Mr. Austin, Christopher, follow you?
Yeah, he did.
So he was living in Los Angeles around the time you were?
No, he came later afterwards.
And when he came out to you, did your relationship continue?
Yes.
Did you work with him or assist him in getting work?
Well, he worked with me. He helped me do what I needed to get done, and he also took a part-time job at the same time to gain extra money.
What work did he do for you?
He ran errands. He took care of things. He did the groundwork because most of the time I stayed in the office. I'm on the phone all day, so he did the stuff I couldn't do.
He was like an assistant?
Yeah.
And did he remain in Los Angeles the entire time through the murder of Fabio Sementilli?
No. He left in '08. He had to go take care of some family matters.
And where did he go?
He went to Alaska.
And that's where he had his family?
That's where that's where his family was. Part of it.
And did he ever come down from Alaska to be with you or go on a vacation with you or
All the
anything of
time.
that nature?
Yeah, all the time.
Go to Las Vegas?
Went to Vegas all the time too. Yeah.
Did you introduce him to Monica?
I'm murky on that. I think I introduced him at the gym. I think, but it wasn't intentional.
Okay. So he had come to the gym as well,
Right.
but on a vacation.
Right.
Okay. Did he always live in, where did he live in Alaska?
I don't know.
Anchorage?
Yeah, or the city. Yeah, city of Anchorage.
Okay. And did you keep in touch with him?
All the time.
Let me get, if I may at this time, to the murder of Fabio Sementilli. When did that thought become more than just a thought in your mind? When did you start thinking that you might do that?
Around the holidays.
Christmas holidays?
Yeah.
That would be 2016.
Yes.
And did the Christmas holidays have some effect on you that
It was sort of.
convinced you that you thought you might do this?
It was a tipping point. Yeah.
And can you tell us why?
Well, up to that point, I had been seeing Monica a lot, on and off, and it had been good. I guess Fabio was staying home a lot, so that means I was limited to seeing her a lot. And
Why was that? Was she with the family?
Right, she was with the family. She couldn't get to the phone. I couldn't see her, and it played a little number on me, and it was bad because I would want to talk to her and see her, and it just wasn't happening, and it was, I can't, and it was that type of thing.
So how were you spending your time during the Christmas holidays that year?
Well, I stayed in L.A. for a little bit, but I went to Vegas, I believe, for Thanksgiving. I can't remember, but I know I went to Vegas for a short time and wind up coming back to L.A.
Did you discuss these plans with anybody else?
At that point, no.
Okay. At some point, did you enlist the assistance of someone? Or ask someone?
Eventually, I had kind of put it out to test Chris, to test him to see if he would. I needed someone to do this, so I could create an alibi.
You needed someone to do what?
If I was going to do this, if I was going to do this to this man, I needed somebody to do this to create an alibi. I needed someone to kill him, so I can create an alibi.
And the individual you selected was who?
Somebody I trusted, which was Chris.
Was there anyone you trusted more?
No.
Was he loyal to you?
Yeah.
You thought he would do this just because you asked him?
Yeah, but he knew there was going to be some kind of perk. I'm not going to just, I'm not going to just ask him to do something and not.
Had you committed any criminal acts with Mr. Austin before?
No.
So give us a time frame we're talking about now. Still Christmas?
It's around Christmas. Yeah, Christmas when I really wanted to pull the trigger. I kind of talked to him about it in October, maybe September. I kind of discussed it with him just to feel it out.
And what was your goal? Your ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal was to be with her. That's the ultimate goal.
Well, you were with her already.
Eventually on a permanent basis. It may have taken 2-3 years, but eventually on that type of scale.
Did you ever think of convincing her to divorce her husband and marrying you?
We talked about it, but that wasn't going to happen. I could see that.
Were you concerned she might go back to her husband?
That was always a possibility.
You wanted her for yourself?
I wanted her for myself, yeah. I wanted to be happy.
Okay. So when would you say you seriously decided that you were going to do this?
In January.
Right. And did you enlist Mr. Austin?
I did. I asked him, I needed you to come down. And
where was he living now?
He was still in Alaska.
Okay. And when you said, I need you to come down, tell us what you said to him and how.
I didn't. I just told him, I need you to come down. I need to talk to you. I wasn't talking over the phone. I wasn't texting or any of that.
Right. Did he have a birthday around that time?
He did.
When was that?
I think it was the 20th or something like that.
Of January?
I think it was somewhere around there. I forgot when it was.
So did you have him come down?
I did.
And when did you first see him when he came down?
I don't remember the dates. I don't have any of that stuff in front of me.
Well, let's use the date as a marker of January 23rd, which was the date of the murder. You know that?
I'm going to take your word for it, yeah.
Okay, 2017. How long before then did Mr. Austin come down to Los Angeles?
I think it was like days.
Days?
Yeah, I think it was days.
Okay. And how did he come down, if you know?
He flew down.
Pardon?
He flew down.
Okay. Did he get his own tickets, or did you arrange for his tickets? How'd that work?
I let him arrange for his tickets.
Schedule the flights?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how he was coming down, on what airlines, and whether he was flying direct or not?
I did. I know everything.
How was he coming down?
Through the airlines. I mean, I can't remember the details.
Okay.
I don't have all that stuff.
But I'm saying, did you buy the tickets or did he?
He bought the tickets.
Who paid for them?
He bought them, but I got him the money.
How'd you get him the money?
I usually gave him a spare credit card I always had, and I let him pull the money out of a ATM.
So when you say a spare credit card, was this a legitimate card in your
Yeah.
name or someone else's name?
It was mine.
And it was just a card you used for special occasions or something?
Right. It was like a. I forget the name of it, but it's been so long ago. It wasn't my direct credit card. It was one you can get for special purchases, like for online stuff and stuff like that.
Okay, but a legitimate card.
Yes.
And how would he use your credit card if you know?
I don't know that. I mean, I'm sure he pulled money out of an ATM. I'm sure that's how he did it.
So you had to get him the card, I assume, or a password or something.
Right. I sent him the card and give him the information, and he does what he wants with it. So if he ever needed money, period, whether it was for that or anything else, he could pull it.
He was that close to you?
Yes.
Had you on prior occasions, or had he on prior occasions borrowed or taken money from you to use from that credit card?
I don't remember. Because I always gave him money when I see him.
But was it always at your direction you would give, or did he just do it on his own, or do you remember?
If he wanted to, he could have done it on his own.
Did he take advantage of that?
I don't know. He might have. I didn't pay attention to the records like that.
Well, it was your money.
Yeah, no. I didn't pay attention like that.
All right. In any event, he came down on a ticket purchased by you or repaid by you, correct?
Right. Well, by the money I gave him.
And then what was the plan at that point?
Pick him up
Where?
at the airport,
LAX?
LAX airport, come back, and then give him an idea of the plan.
Okay.
Well, actually let him know what I had planned and substantiate it, and then try to figure out how the best way to do it.
Did he come down?
He did come down.
And was it Monday, Sunday, Saturday, if you recall?
I don't remember. I don't really remember.
Okay.
Whatever is said on the itinerary is the day it came down.
How many days before the murder?
I don't know the day. I don't know what day he came down.
A few days, a week, a month?
Yeah, a few days.
Was that around his birthday?
Was his birthday? I don't know. I don't.
Prior to all of this as being speculative,
It's overruled.
Well, let me find out. All right, the murder took place on January 24th. His birthday,
actually misstates the evidence.
It does.
23rd, I'm sorry. January 23rd, his birthday, is it January 20th, sound correct to you?
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay. So did he come down on the 20th?
He was there on the 20th. Yeah.
At the airport?
He was already there at the 20th. I'm sure.
Okay.
Because I remember taking him out on his birthday, and I also remember telling him one of the other reasons why I brought him down. I was opening another business. I was getting ready to open another business because I had one already, and I was getting ready to do another one.
Okay.
So I was going to talk to him about that, about him coming down. Also, that was all part of it. It was a whole package, the whole thing.
Did you pick him up?
I did.
Where'd you take him?
I believe I went straight back to the house or to the apartment.
Okay. And when did you first discuss with him what your intentions were?
When I was bringing him from the airport to the apartment, because it was safe to talk into with the truck. It was safer to talk about it.
Okay, what'd you tell him?
I just basically said I said I think I want to go ahead and get this thing going. I told him because I thought about it. We had talked that if I ever needed you for something like this, I might need you. And he said, just whenever you need me, Unc, that type of thing. So I said I might need you for something like this, and it would be. It was regarding this. I said I don't have a plan yet because I just need to get this done.
And when you say get this done, what'd you tell him you wanted to get done?
That I needed to kill it. I wanted to get rid of this guy. I just told him I wanted to get rid of this guy.
Did you tell him why?
Yeah, I told him I wanted, you know, I mean, he knew why, because I had told him when I had told Bird and him when we had talked earlier that year that I was in a relationship with her. They know that she's the only one I was in a relationship with. They know that, so they know it had to be this guy. He knew he had to be that guy.
Austin.
Yes, he knew that had been him because I was only seeing Monica. That was it.
Now, he came down on the 22nd, the records show, of January.
I don't know the dates because I don't have any of this information.
But my question is, when did you tell him that you were going to kill Fabio Sementilli?
For sure, it was whenever he arrived that day, whatever day that was.
And when you told him that, what was his response?
He was quiet. He just listened.
Did he agree? Did he say no? Did he say anything?
No, he just listened. He didn't agree. He didn't say. He just listened.
Okay. And what did you tell him, if anything, his role was going to be in the murder?
Well, he knew that I couldn't be around. That was the general idea, that I couldn't be around in order to make this thing work the way I kind of wanted it to work.
You needed an alibi?
Yeah. So I couldn't be around. So he knew that he would have to pull this thing off, and I would try to figure this out during that time span.
Right. How was he supposed to kill Fabio Sementilli?
Well, a gun was out of the question because it's too loud. And figured the best way to use was a knife.
What kind of knife was used?
It's kind of a small one, maybe 8-inch knife.
And whose knife was that?
That one was the one I had. I've had the whole time.
Is that the knife, did you give the knife to him to use to kill Fabio Sementilli?
Yes.
When did you give it to him?
The night we tried to put the plan into action was the night I actually gave it to him.
Okay.
But I've had the knife for a while.
And did you have another knife?
No, that was the only one I had for that time.
Okay. He was staying at your house?
Stayed in my apartment.
Okay. What's the next thing that happened?
I needed to figure out a time where he would be isolated, when Fabio would be isolated. So I needed to know a time.
Were you in communication with Monica during this time period?
Regarding this, no, but I'm always talking to Monica, especially if he's moving around. She usually calls me or texts me, hey, I got a few minutes just to say hello, that type of thing. You know, like.
Did you use that to try to determine where Fabio was?
I always did that.
Did you stalk her?
Did I stalk her?
Yeah.
I don't know. What does that mean?
Well, you're always driving around her or knowing where she was or trying to find out?
No, nothing like that.
But would she tell you where Fabio was each day?
Well, if she's texting me or calling me, that means that she has free time. So she would always tell me, you know, I'm by myself or whatever the case may be.
Would she do that on Viber or regular text message?
It was always Viber.
Always Viber?
Yeah, we always Viber. We always Vibe.
So you have Mr. Austin down. He's going to assist you. Did he know? Did you tell him he was going to do it alone and you were going to create an alibi for yourself?
He knew that.
Did he ever refuse?
No.
You never got up and just left, went away?
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
What's the next thing that happened?
What do we leave off at? I'm lost.
Well,
At the apartment, right?
you're at the apartment. Was the plan put into effect?
Well, again, waited for an opportunity.
Okay,
And
did that opportunity come?
the opportunity came in the form of text, how you doing, babe, or something like that. And it was usually when that happens, either he's getting ready to go somewhere or he's gone already, because she's never going to text me or call me usually if he's around or he's in the house. It's never going to happen.
All right. So what did you find out about his whereabouts?
She said he's getting ready to go pick up some Chinese food or something like that, Asian food. So
Had you known him from her to do that before?
Go where?
Pick up Chinese food?
Oh yeah. Well, she says they go to 2 different places. It was one place. There was 2 places on Ventura that they always go to.
What were their names, if you remember?
I just know where one of them is. I just know where they are. I don't exactly know their names.
Where are they?
One is like in Encino, and the other one is in like near Woodland Hills. Off of. It's weird because I just know where they are. I just don't know the addresses. It's been 8 years. I don't know where any of this stuff is anymore.
Okay. And which one did she say he was going to go to?
The one closer to Encino.
Okay. Well, they live in Tarzana.
Who lives in Tarzana?
The Sementillis.
Oh, I thought they lived in Woodland Hills. I don't know. I just know again.
You know streets?
Huh?
You know streets?
Do I know the streets?
Yeah.
Well,
Ventura Boulevard.
yeah, I know that the main one. It's like when you go a certain route the same way over and over again. You tend to know the way, but don't know the addresses sometimes. That was one of those things.
So did you end up going to the restaurant where she said he was going to be?
Exactly.
Did you tell her what you were going to do?
Well, she didn't tell me she didn't tell me where he was going to be. She just mentioned where he was going, and so I had to get there. She said he's getting ready to pick it up. He was getting ready to go there. So we were already kind of ready to go, based on if anything came up.
All right. Did you tell her what you were going to do?
No.
You just wanted to see her.
That day, no. I don't want to see her that day at all. This was nighttime.
Okay. So this is how you found out where he was going to be.
Correct.
Did you have Mr. Austin with you?
Yes.
Did you go there?
I did. My plan was, because he was ready, and the plan was to drop him off.
Mr. Austin?
Yep. And I'm leaving phones. I'm leaving phones at the apartment.
Why?
Well, not only because, they can ping him eventually to find out, and there might be some way to track it eventually. So if I leave it there, there's my alibi. I make sure that I was seen right before I left, and maybe catch the neighbors or something so they could see me, and then hurry up and went down there because it wasn't very far away.
Do you remember where it was?
Off Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
Down near Encino somewhere.
All right. And did you go there with Mr. Austin?
I did. I dropped him off.
What happened?
Dropped him off. Left him with the knife. He knew the kind of car he was going to take because he always drives that Porsche. And I showed him what he looked like online, so he knew what he looked like because he never met him. And then after that, he said he's going to just basically said he was going to get it done, and I rolled away to make sure I stayed out of view of cameras and stuff like that best I could.
So were you able to see where he went or what he did?
No.
He was going to kill Fabio Sementilli.
Well, that was the thought.
All right. Did he come back? He came back.
No, he called me because we had burner phones. He told me where he was.
Where was he?
Someplace in the back road, some back road somewhere. So when I went to go pick him up, he told me he couldn't do it.
Is that the first time you learned that he had not gone through with the plan?
That was it.
Okay. So did you return to your home?
We did.
All right. What's the next thing you did in terms of trying to carry out your plan?
Well, the next thought I came up with, I'm like, well, now he's involved with this, and if I did this thing in the future, he knows that I try to do this. So whatever happens, I can't let him go without nothing. I have
he had
to
to be included in the plan.
somewhere, somehow, because I needed to make sure if this thing ever happens somehow in the future, he would keep this with him, and he wouldn't tell a soul.
Because he was involved.
He's now involved, and he knew that if something happened, to Fabio, that even if he wasn't there, chances are it was me, and he would know about it. So I had to include him, no matter how it happened.
You didn't trust him not to turn you in?
Not if you fail.
Okay. So, did he stay overnight?
He stayed overnight. He stayed until the next opportunity came, because I knew I had a couple of days before he would go back to Alaska. Now, mind you, I did talk to him about the other stuff too, about the business stuff, because that was part of it also.
The
So we were
business-
talking about that.
The business stuff, you wanted him to join you
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
Okay. So when did the next opportunity come?
That, I guess the 23rd would be the day, would be the next opportunity. It came up again.
Next day? Was it the next day?
No, I think it was like 2 days later or something like that.
Do you have a clear memory 8 years later now of the dates and the times and so forth?
No, not really. I just know what happened for the most part. I'm not clear on the dates. I just know the 23rd, which you guys tell me.
Okay. And how did that play out?
So on the 23rd,
Did you know what day of the week, or remember what day of the week that was?
I believe it was a Monday.
Okay,
I
so
believe it was a
a
Monday.
work day.
Yeah, it was a work day. I believe it was a Monday.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And did you find out anything that day about Fabio?
Well, yes, I did.
What?
So that morning, I get a text, and it was asking, "What are you doing?" And it was Monica texting me. And I'm like, she goes, "I got a little bit of time. I'm going to the gym. I got some time to go to the gym." So she goes, "You want to get some racquetball in?" So I'm like, "Sure." You know, so I'm not. There's no plan right now or nothing like that for what's going on. So I meet her at the gym. We start playing racquetball, and she tells me about her day. You know, and she always does that. She tells me about her day all the time. It was a ritual. And she was just saying that she was going to go, if I remember right, she was going to go buy food, go take her daughter, or pick her daughter up from school, pick her daughter up from school later that night or that evening, and just let me know her day. So in my mind, I'm listening to everything as she's telling me her day, and I'm kind of putting together that. Let's back up a little bit more. So during this time frame,
I'm going to object, at this point it's a narrative.
It is.
All right, tell me the next thing that happened after you found out that she was going to be out of the house. Did you know where Fabio was?
yes,
How did you find that out?
because he hadn't left the house the
Who
entire
told you
week.
that?
Huh?
Who told you that?
She did.
She told
'Cause
you he was staying home that day?
No. She said he was just staying home, period.
Okay. Did she tell you why?
No.
Okay.
She said she was staying home. He's been home.
Okay. Then what?
I don't want to get into a narrative again, so I'm scared to answer the question.
Okay. Did you go to the gym?
I did go to the gym.
And did you see anyone there?
I met with her. She was there.
Okay.
And we started playing racquetball. After we had the discussion, we started playing racquetball.
Did you tell her anything about the plans you had to kill her husband?
Absolutely not.
Where was Mr. Austin?
He was in the apartment.
Waiting.
Yes.
Did you play racquetball with Monica?
Him to play racquetball? No. Just
No,
me.
did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did anything happen unusual while you were playing?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
Well, she usually hits me all the time when we play racquetball.
On purpose?
No, she just hits me because she was just learning, so I'm getting hit all the time. And she hit me with the ball and all kind of stuff. That day, she hit me with a racket and injured me
Where'd she hit you?
in my hand.
Okay. How bad was it?
It hurt. It hurt bad. It hurt enough to bleed. It bled a lot.
Did you let anybody know there at the racquetball place that you had been injured?
No, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, they might have saw it. I wasn't paying attention.
Did you continue playing or did you stop?
I stopped. Try to lick my wound, so to speak.
Okay. Put a Band-Aid on?
Yeah, after I stopped the bleeding, I did.
Okay. And how long were you there about at the LA Fitness then?
It wasn't that long because she said she didn't have that much time. She had to get back home.
Okay. Did you split up then?
Yeah, she went. She left. She went home.
Did she tell you she was going home?
Yeah, she had errands to run,
All right. Did she tell you what errands and when she was going?
which she usually did. Yes.
All right. Where did you go after the racquetball court?
Me, I went back. I think I went back to the apartment, if I'm not mistaken. I think I went back to the apartment because I saw the opportunity that something might be able to pull this thing off.
Mr. Austin was still there?
He was still there.
All right, and when did you learn anything new about what Monica was going to do and where Fabio was?
It was nothing new. From the time LA Fitness, I saw her at LA Fitness, I pretty much had a good idea of what was going on with her plans for the day.
What?
Ran an errands, Ralph's. I'm assuming it was Ralph's, picking up. She said she had a couple other places to go. I can't remember, but she was going to be running around all over town. And at 5 o'clock or something like that, or 6 o'clock or something like that, she was going to be on her way home from picking up one of their daughters.
Okay. Did you have any plans to meet with her that day? Because she was out of the house doing things?
No, she said she was too busy. She was too busy.
And she said where Fabio was?
No. He hadn't left in days, so I knew he was going to be home.
So he was still home
He'd been home for a while.
that day?
That day, too.
Okay. So what happened next, Mr. Baker?
So now I got to talk to Chris and tell him what I see, what my plan is. So
What'd you tell him?
I told him, I said, I think we got a window to get this thing done. I need you to be a lookout. I need you to, that was to keep him involved in this whole thing. I need you to be a lookout. I just need you to watch and make sure nobody comes home and sees us. And so I can see, and just as somebody comes home that he sees us, we can get out of there. That was the plan. So I just needed him there. Because being honest with you, I was terrified the whole time doing it. So, but I still needed someone to look out.
Okay.
So plan was to go up.
Objection narrative.
I love this.
The plan was what?
Plan was to go up, get in there, try to take care of this as fast as possible, and
Kill her.
Yeah,
Then what? Well, what else was the plan?
and get him out of there, and get back, and me have to establish an alibi again, if at all possible. That was my plan. So that means go back, go to work, and act like nothing happened. That was the plan.
Work meaning at LA
At
Fitness?
LA Fitness, yeah, because I still was scheduled to work that day.
Okay. So did you carry out the plan?
I did.
Tell us how it began.
Well-
What car were you using?
I was using a rental. I was using a rental.
What kind of rental?
I don't even remember the type. It was a gray. It was a silvery car, a small little silver car.
Does a Nissan Versa sound familiar?
That probably was it.
How did you get the rental car?
Well, I had someone get the rental car. I had someone get the rental car because
When?
that I don't remember the exact day, but it was during that weekend. It was during that weekend.
Was that for the purpose of the murder or for
No,
any another reason?
Actually, it was for fixing my car. Actually, that's what it was really for. That's what it was really for. It just happened to fall into that. But
Your car wasn't operating correctly?
my Mustang wasn't, and I was having a battery problem with my Expedition. So I needed another car that was really reliable, so I can get this thing done, get it fixed.
And when did you get the rental car?
I don't remember the exact day.
Was it the day of the murder or before?
It was before. I think it was like a Friday or something. Or I think it was a
the
Friday.
murder was on a Monday.
Yeah.
So a few days before,
Yes.
did you pick up the rental car or somebody else?
I think I went to go. I think I went to go get it. I can't remember. I can't remember. I
Did
can't
someone rent it for you?
Yes.
Who was that?
Paula.
And who was Paula?
Paula is somebody who was at my racquetball league who I got involved with for a brief moment.
Was that before or after Monica?
That was way before Monica.
Okay. Was she still, as far as she was concerned, a girlfriend of yours, do you know, or
I
seeing?
would check. I would call for speculation.
Repeat the question, please.
Did you still have an ongoing relationship with her, similar to what you were doing with Monica, or was that
No,
over?
that was over. But Paula wouldn't go away.
All right. So she wanted to be with you as well.
I'm assuming.
So you had her help get the rental car.
Because yes.
Did you tell her what you needed it for?
I told her, yeah, I need to get my car fixed.
Did you tell her it was part of a plot to kill Monica's husband?
No.
So what did she do? Drop it off?
No, I dropped the car off after it was done.
How did you get it to begin with?
I think I remember going with her to pick it up, but I drove off with it.
Do you remember where?
It was on Enterprise. But yeah, I know where it is. I don't know exactly where it was.
Well, was it in the valley near your
Yeah, it was in
home?
the valley. Yeah, it was close by.
And what'd you do with your Mustang? You say you were driving at that time?
It was still parked in my garage.
Okay.
That's right. She had to pick me up. That's right. Now I remember.
So what day is this, if you recall, Mr. Baker, in relation to the murder?
I think it was on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you're driving the rental car
Right.
instead of your Mustang.
Well, yes. Eventually, I got it fixed, so I drove all the cars through the weekend.
Okay. What car did you pick Mr. Austin up at the airport?
My Expedition.
Okay. Is that the one that you needed to get fixed?
Yeah, I needed to fix that. There was a battery problem with it.
So when did you take your Expedition in to get fixed, if you did, before, and then change to the rental car? Do you remember that? Is that too long ago or what?
I don't remember the day, but it was like the next day.
Okay. So now we're on a Monday when Fabio Sementilli is home and she's off doing errands, right?
Okay.
What about her kids? Did you know where her daughters were?
She had mentioned. Well, I knew for sure that Isabella was going to school because she said she was going to pick her up from school after she ran her errands that day. So I did know that, and she said she mentioned that Jessica was going to be doing something. I can't remember what it was, but she was out. She was doing something that day, so I knew she was gone that day.
Do you remember Jessica ever babysitting?
I think that was it, if I'm not mistaken. That sounds familiar.
Okay. I know it's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so you know the two girls are out of the house,
Yes.
and Monica is.
Yes.
Is that when you planned to kill Fabio?
That was the general idea.
Okay. So, do you drive there?
We drove. My plan was to drive part of the way because I didn't want cameras picking up anything
Where was Mr. Austin when you were driving?
in the passenger seat.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, so found a spot where the car was kind of out the way, and I told him we were going to jog up to the house.
Was he ever in the trunk?
Oh, that was way before that. That was way before that.
Does the car even have a trunk or a hatchback or what?
The back seat folds in the back, and I told him because I really didn't want no one seeing him the whole time he was there. I didn't want no one to identify nothing about him because I wanted him to go home in peace. So I told him,
You're trying to protect him?
yes. So I didn't put him in the trunk. So I told him to get in the back seat because when we pull out of my garage, somebody may see him. So I don't want no one to see him at all. So I said, just go to the back seat. And somebody came through the garage. And I'm trying to remember how this went down. And then I said, just get in the back so they can't see you. Just pull the seat down and go through in the trunk. And that's how we wound up in the trunk.
Well, is it a trunk or what? A hatchback or what?
It was a sedan. It's a sedan, but the back seat folds down.
So was he lying on the back seat after it folded down?
Yeah. And then eventually I had him come to the front seat when we got out of the area where it was congested with people.
Okay. Did you know where Monica Sementilli lived with her husband and 2 children?
Yes.
How did you know that?
I had been there a couple of times before.
Okay. So where did you drive? Did you drive or did Mr. Austin?
I drove the entire time.
Okay. And where did you drive?
I drove to an off spot in some neighborhood. I don't know the street.
How far away from the Sementilli house?
Too far. It was a distance because I was tired when I got there.
Was that intentional that you parked that far away or not?
It was.
Okay. And the purpose was?
To not identify the car or us
Okay.
as best as possible.
How were you dressed?
Athletic wear, sweats, tennis shoes,
How was Mr. Austin dressed?
same thing, some kind of black hoodie or something.
Were those his clothes, or did you give them to him?
Some were his and some I gave him.
What about your facial area? Did you do anything to mask that?
Hoodies.
For
Hoodies.
both of you?
Yeah, hoodies to cover up. Just in case anything got picked up.
So you drove to a location.
Yes.
Do you remember where that location was?
No, I don't.
Then what'd you do next?
Got out the car.
Did you have your hoodies on?
When we started getting to congested areas, we put our hoodies on, like we're jogging, like we're working out, like it was a workout.
Did you know where to go?
I knew where to go, yeah, I knew where to go.
Did Mr. Austin know where to go?
No.
So he
doesn't
was
know.
following you.
Yeah, he doesn't know where to go.
Did either of you have a knife?
I had the knife.
Did you believe Mr. Austin had a knife?
No.
What did you do next?
So we jog all the way up.
Jog?
Well, jog, walk.
Okay.
Because I was kind of old at the time when all this happened. I was tired.
Do you have any idea, as you sit here now, how many blocks or how far away it was for
I'm
you
gonna
to
guess a mile and a half,
jog?
maybe.
Hold on. Till you got to the Sementilli house?
About a mile and a half.
Okay. And were you jogging, walking, or both?
Jogging and walking.
Okay. Did you pass any people or cars?
Passed plenty of cars, plenty of people.
And what did you do? Try not to be recognized. Just keep jogging?
Keep jogging.
Do you remember at all, Mr. Baker, the route that you took or the streets that you took to get to the Sementilli house?
The only part I remember is going through the main street where it leads up to the house. There's like one. The other way, I don't remember exactly. It was some back way. I was trying to avoid the ways I normally drive and go.
Well, did you come up the main street they lived on?
Yes.
You had been there before.
Yes.
That, certainly the night that you slept over and were drunk that night.
That
you
was one of
remember?
them.
Okay. So you arrive at the house, and what do? How do you get in?
Well, go through the side. There's a side door, a side entrance. It's usually open.
Is there a gate in front of the house?
There is a gate. It's open most of the time.
Was it open that day?
I think so. Yeah.
So how did you
It was open.
enter the house?
Through the back.
Okay, when you say the back, can you have a photograph? I'll ask you some questions, and then Mr. Babbage is going to get a photograph of the house area. So you go around to the back with Mr. Austin,
Correct.
and how do you get into the house? Well, you tell me what you did next.
Go to the back, approaching the house to make sure that I don't run into him. That's the biggest thing. So I'm being cautious to go in to make sure I can see if I can find him.
Did you know where he was likely to be?
No, I didn't. It was a stab in the dark. So I was very cautious from the time we hit that property.
You didn't know you would be outside?
Exactly. So if he was outside, we'd have kept on running. So kept on, approached cautiously, looked to make sure that nobody was around, nobody was looking, see if there's anybody outside. No one.
Did you see anybody outside?
No.
Okay, did you get in the house?
Did get in the house through the back door.
Okay, I'm going to show you some photographs, Mr. Austin, Mr. Baker, and see if you recognize any of these. This is Exhibit 9, number 7. That's an aerial view of the Sementilli house. You recognize that at all?
Not from the top, but I know I got the arrangement of the house. I see it now.
This is the pool area, and that's the patio area. I'm sorry, here's the patio area.
You got to see it?
Pool area.
Got you.
That's the street.
Right there.
See the street here?
Yep.
So how did you go? Can you show us how you
Yeah.
went? Well, let me give you maybe a better view to begin with.
Okay, well, it's different.
Page 8 of Exhibit 9. Do you recognize that as being the front of the house?
Yeah, barely. I remember though.
Okay, now
long
if
time
you're
ago.
jogging up the street, can you point and show us?
You cannot.
You cannot. Okay. Well, let me try to help you. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Are you coming from this direction?
Correct.
Okay.
Right there, make a left.
Now this is the gate to the driveway leading into the house. Was it open?
Yes.
Okay. You go up here, there's a front door to the left or the center, and then there's a way to get around the house that way.
And that's
Which
the
way
way.
did you use to get into the house?
The way you just said, around to the back.
Went around.
Yeah.
And this is exhibit 9, page 13, and this shows the back area of the house. Did you go through one of, did you go through one of these sliding doors to
Do
get
I
in?
object to the leading?
It's a rule.
Do you remember whether you went into one of those sliding doors?
There's a sliding door. We went through one of those sliding doors. I can't tell which one is which. Usually
Okay.
this way.
But did you get into the house?
Yes.
You and Mr. Off.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
Went inside the house and went to the bedroom.
Anybody in the bedroom?
Nobody's in the bedroom because it's very, very cautious. Before we even went in, we had to make sure everything was. I had to make sure everything was clear.
Then where did you go?
Then slowly try to spread out, and I told him, I said, "Follow me, stay quiet." And I needed him to go to the front to watch the front, to watch the front area to make sure that if anybody came home, we could get out of there.
Did he do that?
Yes, he did.
Where did you go?
I went the other way slowly and started trying to see if I can see him.
Did
And
you
find
see him?
Eventually, I did.
Where?
He was sitting at the patio.
Okay. And what was he doing on the patio?
He was on the phone, and he was looking at paperwork or looking at some kind of paper or something.
Was he in some kind of chair or couch or anything, or was
Yeah,
he
he was
standing
sitting.
up?
He was sitting.
All right. And how would you get to him if you wanted to get to him at that point?
That was kind of the problem. I was trying to figure that out. So I figured the best way to do it is either go to the side or go directly through the kitchen.
What did you choose?
I decided to go to the kitchen, but I had to wait.
All right. Now, after you decided that, what happened with Mr. Austin?
He was still at the front, as far as I know. He was still at the front, but I'm sure he was moving around, looking around, because I know he was nervous as hell.
Well, did he ever come to your location before you went to kill Mr. Sementilli?
He came to check to see what was going on. Yeah, he came to check
Okay, so now he's with you.
for a moment.
Okay. What's the next thing you do?
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Well, you had your knife, right?
Yes. So I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm actually, I kind of want to leave. But I know I can't.
Well, you could have, but you didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I couldn't.
isn't that
I
right?
couldn't. Yes.
So what do you end up doing?
So I wound up going through the kitchen.
Now, where was Mr. Austin when you went through the kitchen?
I don't know where he was. I wasn't looking for him. I was concentrating on what I needed to do.
Was it your intent to have him physically help you kill Mr. Sementilli?
No, he was the lookout. I didn't need him for that.
He's supposed to be the lookout.
Right.
So describe, if you can, it's a long time ago, but I'm sure this is something you've lived with for a long time and remember.
I'm going to object to the leading of the testimony by counsel.
Sustained.
All right, just tell us what you did next.
Go through the front door. Go through the back door, that back kitchen door. I try to wait for him to look away and down. And I try to rush in as fast as I can.
Did he appear initially to see you?
Oh, he saw me. He he did what he was supposed to do. He was trying to protect his house and home, protect his family and his home. Because
What did he do?
he got up real quick, and he grabbed me by my hoodie and grabbed my left hand at the same time. And I'm struggling with him, and I'm trying to get away from him. He's a pretty big guy.
Then what?
And and I just kind of, I said to myself, I need to get him off me. I need to cut him. I just need to cut him. I need to
Cut him?
I took one stab to get him to let go of me. He let go, and I just kind of blacked out and just tried to get him off me, and just kept cutting until he stopped, until he got off me.
You were in the armed services, correct?
Correct.
Did you know the most vulnerable places on a person's body or neck to cut them to achieve the quickest death, if that was your goal?
Been trained, yeah, I've been trained a little bit.
Right? Did you stab them in those places?
I know I stabbed him there, and just started cutting and stabbing wherever I could.
Now, is he standing or sitting or what at that time?
He's standing at that time.
Did he ever fall back into the chair?
I don't remember. I remember him backing away from me, and I was like, and I remember my hand was
You're
hurting.
leaning back now.
I'm backing away from him, back after I did, because I'm trying to back up because I'm kind of in a daze.
Now, when are you aware, if ever, of where Mr. Austin is now?
I still don't know where he's at.
Well, tell me what happens next then.
Okay, so I remember walking back into the kitchen.
Well, how did you leave Mr. Sementilli? Where was he?
He was still on the patio.
In the chair?
I
Standing? Whatever.
wasn't looking. I just glad he was off
Why did you
me.
leave at that time? Did you know he was dead?
No, I wasn't sure if he was dead or not.
Why'd you leave?
Because I knew he was cut, though. I knew he was cut.
But your object was to kill him.
Yeah, but in panic, you don't think about all that. You're not looking at vitals, and you're not looking to see all that when it's all going down.
Did you ever see Mr. Austin stab him in the neck?
No, I don't remember that.
So when you're exiting the patio and getting back into the kitchen, where's Mr. Austin?
I don't notice him until I'm getting ready to walk and look around and see. I don't even notice. I'm kind of like in a daze because I'm actually hurt during that time frame. Also, I'm hurt.
Where are you hurt?
My hand was hurting because when he grabbed my hand, it hurt bad because he's a strong guy.
Okay.
So I'm looking. I'm saying to myself, "Damn, my hand is hurt."
So what do you do next?
Pull my glove off. And I see it bleeding again from what happened earlier in the day. It's hurting again.
Okay.
And the next thing I said to myself is, I need to make this thing look like a home invasion. That's the next thing that was the next priority on my list of getting this done, is to make it look like a home invasion. So in my mind is I need to start going through the house to make it look like it was a burglary.
Did you do that?
I started working on it right then and there. And that's when finally Chris came up to me, oh shit, you know, he was in panic mode too. He was in panic then too. He said, what are we gonna do, Unc? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I'm like, I said, we need to make this thing look like a home invasion. But he went somewhere else. I don't know what he did.
Did you tell him where to go? Let me back up. Did you have a plan as to how you were going to flee the residence after you killed them?
The plan was to walk back down if possible, or run back down, like we jogged in and jogged out. That was the plan.
Okay, so tell me then what happened next.
So, went to make it look like a home invasion. So I started going through stuff.
Where was Mr. Austin then, as far as you knew?
I didn't care where he was at the moment.
Did you give him any directions as to where to go?
No, because he doesn't know where anything's at. He has no idea where anything's at. So I just told him I did tell him to wait, just to wait over by the kitchen. And as soon as I finished making this thing look like what it is, a home invasion, we'd leave.
So describe how you tried to make it look like a home invasion.
Just pull out drawers
Where?
in the bedroom. Look for anything that's valuable.
Did you find anything?
Anything, jewelry box. Like looking through stuff. Like I'm looking for something. Because I didn't expect to take anything because that wasn't my intention. But I had to make it look like that. So
Did
I took
you take anything?
clothes, jewelry, anything that looked like I might have brought something directly. I took, like if there was some clothes that belonged to me, I wanted that because I didn't want any residue from me being there. So if I had bought her some clothes, I tried to take whatever I could that might be obvious, that might be linked to me, her jewelry box, anything that belonged, that was shiny, that looked valuable. So I was just grabbing stuff, throwing stuff everywhere.
Where were you putting it?
I grabbed a pillowcase and put it in the pillowcase.
Did you ever see a safe there?
I think so. Not that day though, but I think so.
Did you ever open the safe that day?
Never.
Did you ever open the safe on any occasion?
No.
But you knew there was a safe in the house?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. So how long are you doing this, putting stuff in the pillowcase?
Well, I'm still going through the house, looking for stuff.
Other rooms besides the bedroom?
No, just the bedroom was the intention, is to make it look like it was a botched home invasion.
Okay.
So I ran around, I looked around for everything else. I went back to the patio, and when I went to the patio, I saw the table, and I saw like a manila folder with some paper sticking out of it, and a piece of a gold coin. And I looked at this, and I saw the coin, so I picked it up real quick because I was like, it looked weird. And I picked it up, it had more gold coins in it, so I just grabbed everything. I just grabbed everything that was there, whatever that was.
You say this was on the patio?
Right, it was in the patio.
How far away from Mr. Sementilli?
I don't know, maybe. It was where the table was.
Where what?
Where the table was. On
In
the floor.
the patio? Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah.
How far were the gold coins from where Mr. Sementilli was now positioned?
Well, I'm paying attention to the table and where the coins are, so I guess a few feet.
So this is in the patio outside where he was murdered?
Yes. Where he was sitting.
Okay, is he sitting now in the chair?
I'm not paying it. I don't remember.
Well, to your mind, was he dead?
I'm sure he was. I'm just, like I said, I don't know if he's dead or not. He could have been alive. I don't know.
Well, was he in any way defending himself
No,
at that time?
no. He was still, sure.
Okay.
He was still.
And where was Mr. Austin? Was he still waiting there, or had he gone somewhere else, or what?
He's probably in the kitchen area, or maybe, yeah, I think he's in the kitchen and he's looking out the front door still, trying to keep a lookout.
All right, then
He's in and out too, because I know he's terrified.
then what happened?
I keep checking the house real quick because I know time is limited because I don't know exactly what time it is yet, and
Did you know when she was going to be home?
she said she was going to be home right after she picks up her daughter, so that was usually at 5 o'clock, something around there. So I wanted to get out of there quick before anybody comes in that house.
Okay.
So I got nervous. I'm paranoid. And I'm thinking that if I go out at that time, because it was real close to that time, that someone's going to see us or something. So I'm like, the best way to do this, I told Chris, in this search of the house, I find the Porsche keys. And I'm thinking, use the Porsche to get out of there before anybody gets home.
Where were the Porsche keys?
Where were they?
Yeah.
They were on the counter.
Okay.
They were on the counter in like in the kitchen area.
Okay.
And so that's when I made the decision to jump in, get in the Porsche and get out of there.
And did you tell that to Chris?
Yes, I did. I told him to go in the garage. We're getting ready to get out of here.
Okay. Did he?
No, he did. He was ready to leave.
And where did you go?
I did one last search of the house. I saw the towel that I used to drape my hand that was laying in the sink.
Sink where?
In the kitchen.
Okay.
I picked that up, grabbed that. Everything happened fast. Everything's happening in really, really fast pace.
So take your time and just tell us how best you remember what happened next.
Yeah, so there's no real order to all this because everything's happening so quick.
Well, he's in the garage, in the car, correct?
He's waiting in the garage, yeah.
Okay, and you're in the kitchen? Doing something with a towel.
Getting a towel, put it in the pillowcase along with all the other stuff that I had, and made sure the house was kind of as the best as shambles that I could make it to make it look like a home invasion. Now I want to leave, get into the Porsche, throw everything in the back of the car, and try to get out of there.
Okay, did you get into the Porsche?
Yes,
How was it parked? Face in or backed in?
I think it was face in.
Okay.
I think
So you get in the driver's seat,
I get in the driver's seat.
and Mr. Austin is where?
He's in the passenger seat,
Okay.
and I start the car. I'm trying to get out as fast as I can because I think anybody can be home at any moment.
See anything that looked like a home security system or anything like that?
Yes, I knew it existed.
Where did you see it?
Well, there were cameras in the house, so I knew the cameras were there.
Did you do anything with it?
That was one of the things I grabbed. I grabbed the system before I left.
Where was that?
It was, I think it was in the garage.
Okay. And what, wires and boxes? Or
And just a box.
what'd you do with it?
I threw it in with the pillowcase.
In the Porsche.
Yes.
So now you drive out of the garage?
Drive out of the garage,
You have to back out, right?
back out real quick, try to get out of there real quick,
Where do you go?
go back the same way we came.
Okay.
Now, the difference is I want to go back a way where I have no idea where there's cameras or no cameras because I didn't look that far ahead. So I just picked a route. And
Can you remember as you sit here right now what that route was?
back down that road, the main drag, and there's a quick right where there's a back way to get back to Ventura. And I just know if I make a right and make a left, I'm going to hit Ventura.
Do you know the name of the streets?
No.
Okay. Do you get back to Ventura?
Get back to Ventura.
Then what?
I hear sirens. So I'm kind of got a good idea what's going on. So I want to get rid of this car as fast as possible.
Did you pass any of her daughters on the way out of the house?
That I don't remember. I'm told I did later on, but
I'm going to object, move to strike.
Stricken.
So can you tell us where you end up with the Porsche and Mr. Austin?
some back street behind Ventura Boulevard. Where, I don't know. It was like a building, like a little small business building. It was a cubby hole, and I parked the car near.
You hear any sirens yet at that time?
I've been heard the sirens already.
So what do you do there?
I take out the pillowcase, take that. I leave the I take the pillowcase, and I tell him, "You need to get out of here. We need to get you out of here as fast as possible." And I said, "Just go back to the apartment." And I needed him to be on foot. I didn't want him to be in the car with me, just in case I get caught or get stopped or something. Because I'm paranoid.
Did you do anything with your clothes?
Not yet.
Okay, what about his clothes?
He still has his on him.
Okay.
Because all the clothes is in the car still. So there's no change in clothes yet.
What clothes are in the car?
Well, I had a change of clothes. He didn't have a change of clothes. I had a change of clothes. Because I had a change to go to work,
Okay.
to try to seal this thing up.
So you're parked somewhere, and then what happens?
So I leave the car. He takes off. And
On foot?
yeah, we actually both take off, now that I remember that. We both go together, and we go to the rental. We go to the car. We go to the car.
What car?
The silver car that was rented. Because I use that
Okay.
instead of
what-
using my own car, because my cars are they're pretty visible.
So you go to the silver car that had been rented that had taken you to the area to begin with,
Yes,
all right? With Mr. Austin, right?
correct.
And then what happens?
He goes and picks up his wallet. He gets whatever he brought with him. I think carried a little bag with him. So I had money with me because I was going to give him money that I had, that I was going to give him anyway. I was going to give him before his trip back, even regardless, whatever happened. I was going to give him money, so I gave him cash. I went through the jewelry box and all that other stuff. And
What about the gold coins?
Who objects to leading?
That's all right.
so the gold coins didn't come till later because I was still in panic mode. So,
Okay.
So,
So take us back now to you're at the car and you've given him some money.
yeah.
What about his clothes?
He, like I said, he had his clothes on that he had on with him. So, and I told him just to hurry up and get out here and go back to the house, go back to the apartment.
Your house?
Yes. And if he has anything there, just meet me there. Just
How
either
was he supposed to get there?
jog. I wanted him to jog. I didn't want him to be caught with me.
All right.
That's it.
Meanwhile, you've got the Porsche there and the Versa?
No, the Porsche is someplace else now. I walked away from the Porsche. The Porsche is a good distance off. I left it because it was easy to recognize.
So how did you get from the Porsche to the Versa? Did you walk or jog?
We walked and jogged.
Now you tell Mr. Austin to go back to the apartment, correct?
Yes. So he takes off.
And then what do you do?
Me, I'm trying to get myself together because I'm still a wreck. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. So eventually, I'm listening for the sirens still to see if I'm paranoid right now. So I'm listening for the sirens. I'm looking around trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. I need to hurry up and get to the apartment. I also know that I don't want him being seen with me because they may be looking for two people.
Okay, so what happens next?
So I drive, and I try to get back to the main road. And as I'm driving, I
What are
see
you driving?
the same silver car.
Okay.
So I go down this main drag to get back. I think it was Winnetka, but I'm not sure what it was.
Winnetka?
Yeah, I think it was Winnetka.
Okay.
I can't be sure anymore. But I see Chris jogging. He's a good distance already. And I look around to make sure there's nothing going on. I pull over real quick and I say, jump in, because it looks like everything's decent for now. There's no police running around and there's nothing going on. So I tell him to jump in the car.
Okay.
And then I head to a parking lot somewhere off of, I think it was the bowling alley, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
You're Corbin?
Yes, I think that was the one. No, not the one over there by. Damn, I can't even remember the roads anymore. It's been so long.
Okay, but there's a bowling alley?
There's a bowling alley, so we go to the parking lot, and I tell him I need to go to work. So I said I'm going to leave you the car. I told him I'm going to leave you the car, and
Did you do that?
I did wind up doing that because I needed to get to work, but I didn't want the car to show up there.
What happened to the knife you had?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Before I got into the car, before we got in the car, I actually took the knife and buried it.
Where?
Some hole that was somewhere. There's like a hole already pre-made somewhere. Somebody was some kind of construction or something. Somebody was building something like putting in fence posts or something. I don't know.
You bury it?
I put it in there. Yeah, I just put it in there, covered it up.
Councilman, we'll take our morning recess for 15 minutes. The admonition applies, ladies and gentlemen.